Today is Tuesday, June 17th, 2025. Small red day for me. Initially, I went really big red. I was down about 6% on my first trade, so that was awesome. I did end up cleaning it up with a really solid second trade. I got to where I was only down about 30 bucks on the day. I was done trading after a while for that. This afternoon, I was inside cooling off after doing some outside chores, and I saw that EYEN had halted up. I still had a little bit of money in the account, so I went ahead and made a move on that. Could have taken some profit, but I thought it was going to go for another halt up, which it did not. So I ended up losing out a little bit more money there. But you got to try it sometimes, you know. Maybe next time I'll take the little bit of green instead of trying to get greedy with the halt levels there. So either way, not too bad. Didn't blow the account up or anything. So hopefully make some good profit Wednesday and then Friday this week, with Thursday being the day off. This is my first trade of the morning on Tuesday, ticker ACXP. This ended up being one of the top gappers in the entire day. I first saw this stock on this second candle here. We topped off around 65 cents. I waited for a decent pullback here. We got down to around the 60-cent mark. I think it even went down to like 58 or 59. Once we started breaking back into the 60s, I clicked buy. We flashed up real quickly here. My fill, I think I got filled around like 63 or something. Really poor fill. So I held off the continuation of this candle. We again pierced the 70-cent level here just for a flash. I clicked buy there and it didn't fill at all, and then it just started to shit the bed completely. By the time I canceled that order and modified an order to fill, I ended up selling around the 50-cent mark. So I really went big red on that first move. Looking back, maybe I should have been a little more patient, let this chart kind of start filling in a little better. But I was trying to snipe some profit there to start the day. Didn't work out for me. This is my second trade of the day on Tuesday morning, where I made up most of my loss from that first trade. This is the ticker PCSA, another huge leader on the day. I ended up catching it on the front line here. Missed a perfect opportunity for a micro pullback there and here. So I was really getting into FOMO at this point. Where I ended up making my trade right here. We had some consolidation right at the 60-cent mark, and with the MACD and the volume profile on this, I kind of expected it to have another jump up and or a jump down. So I went ahead and made an entry right at 60 cents here. We stayed pretty much at 60 cents for a couple candles, and then we had a nice bump up right to almost the 70-cent level. Took my profit on the top of this candle. Perfect exit for me. At this point, I was trying to expect about an 8 or 10 cent move and taking that if it gave it to me, which it did. I didn't want to sit around and wait for anything else bad to potentially happen once I got profit after already losing on that first trade. So this was a little bit of an early exit. Looking back now, it was perfectly timed, because after that pierce at the 70-cent level, it just completely went south on us. But I was already out at that point. So really happy with that trade. That made up almost the entire loss from my first trade. I wish I would have been able to commit to these micro pullbacks earlier in this move, though. I got to get better at that. This is where I made my third and final move on Tuesday. Ticker EYEN. This ticker's been on the scanners for the past few days. I haven't made any trades on it, though. But today, this afternoon, around 2 o'clock, they made some breaking news, and it ended up going into a halt up. I just happened to be inside cooling down after doing some outside chores and checked the market, and it was halted when I saw this. So I was excited, and it had halted in a price range that I'm fairly comfortable with. I went ahead and made an entry on this resumption here. This halted initially at like 7.14, I think. Resumption was at 7.50. I told myself that if it goes from 7.50 and starts going upward, I'm just going to buy, thinking that if we hit 8.50 or 8.75, $9 somewhere up in here, I'll just click sell. And snipe a little bit of profit. I'm in here with a small size, so either way it's not going to really make a huge difference. Had this gone up to $8.50 or $9, it would have turned my small red day into a small green day. What ended up happening was right off resumption, it went straight from $7.50 to $8. I clicked buy right away. I got filled in like the 790s. I waited to see what the next candle did, assuming that we were going to go straight to $8.50 or $9, and we topped out at $8.20, and then we just kind of started going south from there. I waited for this candle to finish forming and the next one to start to see if we were going to get a little bit bounce back, but it really settled in just below $8, then started going south on us here. So I went ahead and made an exit. I think I got out at like 760 or something. Nothing major for a loss here, but I could have potentially, if I would have been quick enough, I could have taken that 820 profit. And I don't even know if that would have been enough profit to turn me green on the day. But either way, I'm trying to get better at working these halts. I used to just leave them alone, kind of scared of them. They move so quickly, and I'm not crazy efficient in fast moving stuff like that. But I want to get a little bit better at them, especially when they happen in a price range that I'm kind of comfortable with. And so you got to practice to get better, and that's what I'm doing here.